Hello again, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Johnny, and today we're going to be taking a look at another vehicle from Southeast Asia. My friends over at the Commodity, I've talked about them before, but I've got the link down in the description below. They specialize in a lot of Southeast Asian racing, cars, development, stuff like that. And they told me that the Vinfast President is something that I should really take a second to give a look here. Now, all I've got right now, all the information that I have right now is that it's a $164,000 luxury SUV. Now, I did a little bit of research, and VinFast came out, I believe, or began production in 2017. So for them to already have a $164,000 luxury SUV within 4 years is more than impressive, to say the least. So, without further ado, let's take a look. The 2021 VinFast President. And if the name didn't give it away, this is a company out of Vietnam. Here we go. I'll have a link to this video as well from CarFeed. I believe this is what we're watching.
Hey, what is going on, guys? CarFeed back again, bringing you guys another cool and exciting video. And today I'm going to be talking to you guys about an SUV you might not be as familiar with, but nonetheless.
Before we continue, I believe, let me see. I believe this is an all-electric company, if I'm not mistaken. I did have the Wikipedia pulled up. I can't remember, but let's see. We won't do any research. We'll let CarFeed give us the details. Here we go.
Is a cool international player who wants to make some noise with their luxury SUV. So VinFast is introducing their President luxury SUV, which was unveiled and with a sticker price of $164,000.
So off the bat, I could see some Alfa Romeo influence just from the front. The nose of the car has some very deep Alfa influence.
So Vietnam-based automaker VinFast has.
This is a very common thing too. If you look at the dash,
so
the floating screen, this is starting to become extremely popular. I don't know if I'm a fan of the floating screen. It seems to kind of get in the way. I'm willing to bet at some point there's going to be some issues with the UV protectant on the front of the screens starting to wear thin and possibly affecting touch, assuming this is a touch display.
Based automaker VinFast has unveiled its
current
fastest and most expensive car to date.
Diamond stitching, very nice.
Luxury SUV built in a limited run of just 500 units. The VinFast President cost the equivalent of $164,000 US.
Very limited.
That's a lot of money for an SUV from an automaker that only started building cars last year. Add that to the.
I gotta say, CarFeed, I would use different music if I was supposed to edit this. This is very distracting music.
The fact that it's made exclusively for the Vietnamese market, and you begin to question who exactly is buying it. But I can assure you that if there are more than 500 people that are capable of purchasing this vehicle in Vietnam, and they will purchase this vehicle. Testing this out and producing it,
so silly.
There's obviously a demographic in Vietnam that can obviously afford
and let's not discount the people who would export this vehicle, like car collectors, stuff like that. Like this is gonna get sold.
Of luxury in a vehicle. So actually, given the SUV's hefty price tags, analysts see the luxury model less as a product for domestic consumers and more as a declaration of intent from VinFast. So
cool.
I do think
flagship
will be buying it.
I love the colors, the bronze and the black.
Also their way of sort of
looks
getting
very
their
good.
name out there, getting their brand out there with
has like Jeep Cherokee vibes. Yeah, I can see from the 3/4 over here, I can see some Jeep Cherokee in it. It's just a smorgasbord of a ton of different brands and stylings. Pulls it off fairly well. I want to see what he says about the engine, but it seems pretty aggressive for the styling too.
I guess their flagship luxury sedan. They want to show people around the world that Vietnam can make luxury cars, said Vu Tang Kong, Deputy General Director of the Vietnam Automobile Industry and Trade Consulting, as he told the Nikkei Asian Review. That's because the company, founded by Vietnam's richest man, Pham Nhat Vuong, has ambitions to export vehicles to the US, Europe, and Russia. VinFast says that the president is their affirmation to the world of Vietnamese automobile production capacity, so they really have hefty goals here. So while most
Oh, that's not diamond. Kind of. It's kind of diamond stitching. Kind of. Interesting. The steering wheel, especially the center, where the airbag should deploy out of, seems a little cheap. It could just be the lighting here, or modeling, assuming this is an actual vehicle. I do like the wood grain. It's a lot of buttons. It's a large amount of buttons.
passenger cars in Vietnam are assembled from imported parts, Vinfast is the first company to produce cars entirely in the country. It
That looks good. That looks good. I would hope, unless the seatbelts match the carpets. Does a carpet match the drapes? You know what I'm saying? Unless the seatbelt matches the carpet, I would hope there's options to swap out the actual restraint colors.
builds on the Lux A 2.0 sedan and the Lux SA2 SUV with technology from partners including BMW and Bosch, the Fado city car under a General Motors license, as well.
And is that a single moonroof or sunroof? As I know, double glass roofs are pretty common now. I don't know where the second one is. If it's just, oh, you know what? But if this is for something that's supposed to be chauffeured around in, that would make sense that all the luxury would be in the back, because you're not going to be obviously in the passenger seat getting driven around.
Well as electric motorbikes. So the President SUV is derived from the Lux SA 2.0 itself. So that's their original sort of base.
This latch looks a little bit out of place, doesn't it? Don't you guys think so? This looks a little out of place. This could just be a secondary thought.
Model SUV on the previous generation X5.
I love this grilling. This grill looks good. This looks like a Harman Kardon grill over here. This looks really nice.
F15 platform.
Hopefully they have the audio behind it to make it worth it.
Instead of a 2.0 turbocharged liter 4-cylinder engine, the President features a GM Source 6.2 liter V8 rated at 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque, which is 624 newton meters. Hooked to an 8-speed automatic transmission and full-time all-wheel drive system, the V8 enables the 420 horsepower long SUV to sprint from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 6.
So the only thing I would say is it would be better for it to have a 4x4 option, right? So you can hit it into 2 low, 2 high, 4 low, 4 high. All-time all-wheel drive is good. I would assume it's probably going to be okay, but for the amount of money that you're spending at $164,000, I would assume they probably would have that, or that might be an option.
System. The V8 enables the 420 horsepower long SUV to sprint from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 6.8 seconds. 0 to 100
kilometers per hour. If you don't know, that's 0 to 60 miles per hour.
And reach a top speed just shy of 300 kilometers an hour. And looking at the photos, It's not hard to see that the President is a development of the Lux A prototype that was unveiled at the 2019 Geneva Motor Show. It does show some featured changes, including a vented hood, copper exterior trim, new wheels, revised center console featuring a large 12.3-inch touchscreen display, as well as more luxurious materials such as natural wood veneer and quilted upholstery. Overall, interesting product. Gives me a little bit of a design styling of a Hyundai.
This, Mr. Carfeed, take the time to edit your audio, because he's sniffling quite a bit. I don't know if I'm oh man, I would have edited that out.
GV80 SUV combined with a little bit of an X5 and maybe a touch of the
I see some X5
as well. Overall, interesting looking SUV. We'll see what happens as the time goes on. Obviously, they partnered.
I don't know how much Bentayga I see in there. I definitely see Cherokee. I can see some X5. I don't know how much Bentayga I see.
A few different car companies and manufacturers that do have an established presence in the car industry, you should say. So I mean, that is definitely something that's positive. They've worked with BMW, they've worked with other companies to take platforms, technology, and things like that.
That's an odd way to have your emblem done as well. So your badges, it's odd to have them all connected and then have each letter connected to the bar that connects them. Usually they're kind of free floating. I think that's a little bit of a weird choice, but I'm willing to bet that's more of a manufacturing decision. I'm willing to bet the the decision to go to free-floating badges might have been too much, or it could have been a design choice. Not my design choice, but whatever.
So it's not completely built from scratch, which is definitely an insurance thing. So if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know your thoughts down below on the Vinfast President Luxury SUV. If you guys enjoyed this video, check out some of my other content. Thank you, and have a good
This is just repeating footage here. I believe it is. I believe it is. Yeah, so I like this. I like this stitching. It just seems weird to go with the non-traditional. I think he called it quilted. I call it diamond stitching. But it seems weird to go with this kind of, you know, half stitched, half not. And I mean, these are high areas, or I'm sorry, high areas of use over here on the seats. So this is where your butt would go, your legs would go over here. So your back and midriff are going to go right here. It just seems a little bit odd. I mean, it looks good, but it's just odd. I prefer it to be a little bit sharper. I think it catches the eye a little bit more. The red accents seem okay. But the general colors in here are pretty muted. I can't get over this little clasp. This does not look good. This doesn't look good. This does not look good. I like the sourcing the GM motor. That means finding parts for it shouldn't be too difficult, assuming they don't go with something, you know, incredibly rare. I think it's, so what do you say, 6.2 GM V8? That would be, what is that? I want to say LS2? LS2, maybe LS3? I'm not 100% certain. I think the rest of this is just repeated footage. Yeah. I do believe this is CGI right here. I'm pretty sure that's CGI. Yeah, everything else is just filler material. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Obviously I'm not, you know, in the market. I'm not the targeted buyer for that one. I do think for having a company built just 4 years ago and having your flagship come out like that, sporting that kind of beef behind it, you know, it's a pretty hefty motor. It'll definitely do some damage. I don't have too much more information on the transmission. I know it's just an 8-speed automatic. Hopefully it's just, you know, a standard GM transmission. Looks cool. Looks cool. Again, I can see a lot of the influences. I'm assuming this is maybe their first or second full production vehicle. But I'm excited to see what they make. I would like to see what they do, you know, on the racetrack as well. It seems like they have some pretty good resources behind them, so they can make something pretty interesting. So definitely catch some eyes. But we'll have to see when the president comes out, kind of what happens. You know, what happens from there. With that said, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for much. Thank you for watching. Oh, geez. Slipping all over my words left and right. Yeah, if you liked it, make sure you give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And if you want to see some more content like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you've got some suggestions, drop them down below. Until next time, thanks. Bye.